Hello everyone, that Manga Kid here to do a reread review of Monkey High by Shouko Akira. This is a series, an 8-volume series put out by Shojo Beat around, I believe, like 2008 was when it started releasing, or ended releasing. It was kind of 2007, 2008 timeline here. This is a series that I first read almost a decade ago when I was about 13, maybe 12, 13 years old from the library. I'm now 22 and I have finally bought the whole series and reread it for the second time. And I absolutely love this series. This is one of the first shoujo series I ever completed reading way back when, and it is also the first series I ever read that had a sexual theme in it. It's not an explicit series by any means, but there is like the characters do end up uh, in a sexual relationship closer to the end. I'm just prefacing with that because I think that this isn't necessarily a super fluffy, cute shoujo. It does have a bit more heavier kind of family themes to it, and the characters aren't just cute, innocent, oh my gosh, we're holding hands and we're blushing kind of romance. This is more of a uh, slightly more realistic romance series, in my opinion. And so, anyway, 8 volumes, not too big of a commitment to buy in comparison to some other shoujo that are like 18 volumes long, but very fun, really cute, good comedy, good romance, and fun characters, I think. And so basically, we've got Haruna is our main character, and then the boy is oh man, he's got a nickname, which is what I'm remembering. But okay, so Macharu is his name. They call him Masaru because he looks like a monkey, and Saru means monkey. So anyway, hence Monkey High. Basically, Haruna is a daughter of a politician who's recently been either arrested or he's been involved with some kind of fraud and political scandal. So basically, she's moved from her private school into this public school where she sees it like a monkey mountain. All of these kids are just rambunctious and fighting and running around and laughing and having fun, but she sees it as annoying. And so she calls it like Monkey High. And then she meets the kind of ringleader of the monkeys, Macharu, who looks like a little monkey. And so just because of his big ears and his little head, and he's, goofy and short and whatever. So anyway, obviously they get together. She falls for him, he falls for her. They start dating, and so she's this really gorgeous, popular-esque kind of girl dating this really dorky little dude. And it's a fun little story about her kind of coming out of her shell a bit because she's been really reserved. She's been raised in a household where she needs to uphold a certain standard of, how she carries herself, who she hangs out with, how she's just been taught to be really conscious of how she presents herself because her father is a politician. And so we learn about her brother, we learn about her father and her relationship with him, and we watch Macharu kind of bring her out of her shell, bring her into his friend group, and kind of break down the walls that she's put up her whole life, and then him kind of teaching her to reconnect with her family, and that even though they've done some really not great things and maybe they haven't been close for her whole life, he's trying to get her to reach out to them, to her father in particular, and to be more honest with him. And it's heartbreaking to watch because if you've ever met a parent who really has no interest in their children, it is painful to see the kid try and reach out and the parent not reciprocate that emotion. And I really like the story, how it feels complete in that we see how she is at the beginning, and we watch her kind of grow as a person throughout high school, because this does span a couple years of time in these 8 volumes. And then we see her at the end, kind of, she's finished high school now, and there's a scene with her and her father that I really like. And it's just, it doesn't go from like, oh, they never spoke to now they're the best father daughter relationship kind of thing. It doesn't do that at all, but it's just a moment of her growth. And even if he hasn't grown as a person, her father, she's grown as a person. And we get to watch that, and we get to root for her, and we get to see Macharu bring these emotions out of her. And it's so, I just love it. I really do. And I like their friends aren't as strong of characters as some other shoujo that I've read, where the friend group is really involved and really like impactful. You can see the friends on this final volume here. They're okay. The guy in the back here is like one of the most popular boys in school, and he's Macharu's best friend. He's the most involved out of all of the friends in the story, but other than that, it really is mostly a story about these two interacting with their classmates as a whole, as opposed to like their friend group actually having prominent personalities. So it's just a fun shoujo. It was one of the first ones I read. It's still held up today, almost a decade later after reading it the first time. I felt nostalgic about it. I felt it was fun to reread because I remembered things that I hadn't, you know, or I got to read things that I didn't remember reading about the first time, and now I get to read it as an older, like I'm in my 20s now, as opposed to I read it when I was 12 or 13 for the first time. So I have a different perspective on life now, and I think it was more hard hitting now to really watch her relationship with her family develop than it was when I was younger. But like I said, this is a bit of an older shoujo series. At this point in time, I don't think any of these volumes are out of print, but who knows, at some point soon they may go out of print, as they are over 10 years old at this point. So yeah, I would say definitely pick it up. It's only 8 volumes, especially if you find it for a good deal. It's a fun shoujo to read, and it's really sweet and really cute. I'll show you some of the art as well. I like, the panels are quite busy. I do enjoy that. I think the art is cute, and it's just a really charming series about family, and about, there is obviously the really strong romance aspect. It is a shoujo manga. Yeah, and it does, like I said, the relationship progresses. It isn't just them holding hands the entire time. It does progress throughout these 8 volumes, and it's fun to see. And yeah, if you've read Monkey High, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, because it's not one that I hear talked about really ever. Yeah, and if you have any other questions about the series, please let me know. So yeah, thanks for watching.